What's up, motherfuckers? Skulls here. And a long ass time ago, I did a video talking about I didn't have a passion. Basically saying I do like certain things. I do love doing certain type of activities, but there's never one that I would do for a major or for the rest of my life and do that one thing. There's too much shit that I actually like to just choose one. And that was basically all that video was talking about. And you might want to look at this video as a re-upload or something like that, or just a completely new video, because right now we're going to talk about that you should never stop learning, which I think is an advantage, so to speak, for someone like me, where I don't like one certain type of thing. I don't just like cooking, so I'm not just gonna go to a cooking school and that's all I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. I do like cooking, but that's not the only thing I like to do. I like to do computers, but that's not the only thing I like to do. I like to game, obviously, but that's not the only thing I like to do. So especially when I go to college, I like these certain things. They have classes for these certain things, so I go take those classes, but I never finish to just do that. Because when I first went to college, I first went for computer repair. I took computer repair for about a year, and then I switched it to information technology. I took information technology, took it for about a year, and I switched it again. I switched it to an MBA, which is the business administration, because I was going to start a business. I took it for a year. Completely useless, because I learned everything I needed to know online already. So it was just a fucking repeat of shit that I already learned. So I dropped out of that class, and now I'm into building administration, which is basically construction, or you're being a general contractor, managing the buildings that's being built. And if I were to have a passion for something, if I were to want to do something for the rest of my life, I would have just did that one thing. But because I'm not completely sure what I want to do when I get older, I try so many different classes. And now I know these type of classes, not all of it, but I know the beginner stuff type shit, which I think is pretty cool. And it was the same thing with me trying to start a business. Every time a business idea popped in my head, I did a shit ton of research on how I can do it. Now I know how to start it. I haven't started it, but I know what I need to do. I know what I need to buy, and I know how I need to get the customers if I were going to start that. Because it was about 3 businesses that I wanted to start. I figured out everything about it. I figured out who started the shit. I figured out what I needed to buy. I figured out what I needed to get. I figured out everything, dude. You have no clue how much searching I did to try to start that. If I wanted to just start one business, I knew the type of business I wanted to start it, I would have just searched that one. I would have just known how to start that shit. But if this shit fails, I know what the fuck to back up on, because now I already know how to run that type of business. So I could just basically like plug and play, because I already know. It's not I have to learn for another year that I already did. You know what I'm saying? And that's sort of my advice in this video, is to just try everything. Not everything, but if it catches your interest, fucking figure out how it works, figure out how you do it, and see if you like it. Since for me, I don't completely like something, so I try something else. Now it may look at as a bad thing or a good thing, because I will never sort of settle down with some type of job or some type of profession, because I like to do multiple shit. But it's also an advantage because I know a lot of shit, which is a lot better than just knowing 1 or 2 things. But anyways, motherfuckers, that's it. And I'm out. Never stop learning.